with your favorite host. It's Convo with Mr. CINO Show. Bring you the latest on the gossip and more. Create and innovate a new opportunity. Reliable source to provide info like a news feed. Interviews up close and personal. With high topics, entertainment and how you want it for more. Creative comes on a whole different note. Motivating, building up our future with hope. Right here on your #1 show. You hear first like never before. The conversation inspirational. Convo with CINO. You now tuning with your favorite host. Right here on your #1 show. Convo with CINO. You hear first here like never before. The conversation inspirational. Convo with CINO. You now tuning with your favorite host. Right here on your #1 show. Convo with CINO.
Welcome to another Wednesday night Convo with CINO Live. It's your man Corey Williams, aka CINO. I'm in the building, and guess what? You got me tonight. So look, man, I need you to like and subscribe. Hold on, let me see if I can y'all can hear me right. All right. Y'all can hear me. So look, I need you to like, subscribe, comment. We're gonna have a great show tonight. Um Shout out to Marsha. She is not gonna make it tonight. uh, Somebody said, "Where Marsha find herself at?" I know y'all don't want to just see me. I know why some of y'all tune in. But shout out to everybody in my hometown, man. First of all, Gary, Indiana. We in the building. Uh-oh. Frank, stop playing, man. I'm on TikTok too. So look, catch me on YouTube, TikTok, all your social medias. But let me see. Frank, you can hear me, man. You be playing. so um but yeah, Marsha is still battling guys with what's going on in Northwest Indiana. So man, my prayers go out to everybody. I mean, my mom is there, my family is there, shout out to all the Jenkins, Bernard, EJ, Kia, everybody that's in Gary, my hometown. Had to get moms up out of there. So man, praying for y'all, love y'all. A lot of stuff going on in the city right now. And we're gonna get right into it, man. We ain't gonna be long tonight. I just want to get right into what's going on in Northwest Indiana. Couple trending topics, man. We got, the Tupac trial going on. We got, earn your leisure, that that mess that's going on, with that, man, in the financial literacy industry. But definitely want to touch on some of the issues, going on right now in Northwest Indiana. So um let's touch on this one first, man. So we got, and I need you to like and subscribe too. I need you to like, subscribe, comment. We shooting for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we at about 650 right now. So, hey, appreciate the six, but let's get that other, 350 in so we can, get this thing cracking. So, but appreciate y'all, whether you like, subscribe, comment, don't say nothing, look, hate, dry hate, whatever you doing, man. I appreciate you anyway. But let's get into this video, man. I want to share about my hometown. And they actually have my girl Nez, man. Shout out to Inez Berry, one of my homegirls they interviewed on this clip about the city of Gary, man. Let's check it out.
Thanks for helping us.
It's always a privilege, no matter where we go, what part of the country, just to be able to serve.
Darren Bellinger and his team with 8 Days of Hope drove here from Louisiana, saying their faith called them to Gary to serve families in need.
We're not going to leave until we feel that the need is no longer.
Right across from the WCA of Gary, 8 Days of Hope, NIPSCO, the Urban League, and the Salvation Army and others are handing out food, ice, and water, helping families get through another day without power.
I have a son at home who's, paralyzed as well, too. So it's miserable for him, too, as well. Just not having no Wi-Fi, not having internet, not having air conditioner. But just got to be patient.
For 6 days, Inez Berry has been without power at home, where she also cares for her paralyzed son. With no reliable way to keep her phone charged, she says even the basics have become a daily challenge.
I just usually go to my car and I just power it up through my car as well too, because it go dead so quick.
And Berry is far from alone.
It's been really unprecedented, not just this storm and the size and the magnitude of this storm, but we've had really storm after storm.
Back-to-back storms have tested the patience of families across Gary. NIPSCO says crews are still working to restore power to tens of thousands of customers. But after 6 days in the dark, Berry says she's holding on to the belief that this too will pass.
We've been endure for a night, but joy coming in the morning. I know it's just temporary.
So, man, shout out to my girl Nez, man. You've been knowing that sister a long time, and she's doing Prime America now. So, Nez, I still got you. I know I still got you, Nez. I do want to add insurance to my suite of products, man. Life insurance is definitely something important. But getting back to touching on what's happening right now. So we're going on 9 days, man. I got the call. I was at work. I got the call that Tuesday morning. And hey, power was out. When they went to grab mom, boom, picked her up and got her safe. But some of my friends, everybody can't leave. You know, uh, uh, everybody just can't leave like that. And you have a home, you got to protect your home, and then you got to watch out for the criminal element. So it's just a lot of things going on, man. Desperate times sometimes call for desperate measures, unfortunately. So we have to, be safe. Y'all first of all, be safe out there. That's number one. um and number two, stay prayed up, and let's just hopefully this situation is cleared up. But man, if you got any comment, this for everybody who want to kind of chime in, give an update, leave a comment. But if you got something going on, let us know, man. Shout out to my guy Steve, man. Steve in old South Hall on TikTok, man. My guy Frank, everybody chiming in on TikTok representing. But yeah, man. And so a lot of celebrities now are, starting to chime in, starting to tune in. So, to what's going on, because this is, world news right now. This is unprecedented. 9 days without power. So I drove through Gary um, the other day, uh, the morning. It was about 4 or 5 in the morning. I was getting off work and got off on Grant Street. And I'm telling you, man, it was pitch black. Pitch black. I've never seen nothing like this before. Pitch black. No stoplights, no stoplights, no street lights. A lot of the businesses, no power still. And I don't know, man. Shout out to Eddie Melton too, man. He's I really feel bad for him, because a lot of the things that he's done to involve the city, to put the city back on the map, which he's done, it's almost, oh, you know, Mother Nature just, zapped us. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's unfortunate, because now it's like, damn, we gotta start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? We got to start from scratch. And so we still without power, still trusting the Lord, man. Shout out to ATP GT. Shout out to you, man. Yes, we gotta trust in God. If our faith ain't if you ain't had faith before, you better tap into some now, or borrow somebody. You could borrow a little bit of mine, because I stay prayed up and faith up. You know what I'm saying? So man, just shout out to everybody. um so yeah, like I said, a lot of the celebrities are tapping in. Shout out to our guy, man, Glenn Robinson. Not the son, not Glenn Robinson the third, but big dog. Big dog stepped in and donated $100,000, man. $100,000 to the city, man. So gotta give you know big dog Glenn Rob a shout out, man, for donating to the storm recovery efforts. And actually, if you guys want to give, um, It's certain ways to give. So visit legacyfdn.org. Donate to the Greater Gary Fund. Every gift makes a difference. So this is the time when giving is better than receiving. You know what I'm saying? Giving is better than receiving right now. So, if you know somebody, check on people, man. Give. Shout out Big Dog. Yup. Shout out. Yup. Still standing strong, man. So 219 strong, man, and everybody getting it. Monster, Highland, some of the suburbs. I know a lot of my, shout out to Ford Motor Company, my people there, in Chicago. A lot of them right there on those south suburbs. They still kind of without power, or just getting restored. So ComEd, I mean, my daughter's mother, she just, thank God that, her stuff came back on. Shout out to my man D, Frank, everybody, who went through that power outage, man. That sucks because, people buying food. And then, if you got a generator, guess what? Now you spending, I hear people spending hundreds of dollars now in gas just to, just for their generator. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so many things that go along with this power outage, man. So we just praying for everybody as well. But so we got another celebrity, man, that tapped in. The brother Keith Lee. So for you guys who don't know who Keith Lee is, he's a food restaurant influencer. So he kind of said something regarding coming to Gary, and gave pretty much gave Gary a shout out. So let's check out my man with
Gary, Indiana been without power for 8 days. We was talking about doing a food tour in the Midwest because we're going to Chicago next year for our festival. How we gonna do a food tour in the Midwest and Gary ain't had no power and ain't nobody talking about it? I, for one, have not seen anybody else outside of Gary, Indiana talk about what's going on in Gary, Indiana. And I don't like it. And if you know me, you know I put my money where my mouth is. So today alone, we've been on the phone with the mayor's office to see if there's ways we can get involved. We've been on the phone with Salvation Army to see if we can get a Salvation Army truck and just drive around and pass out necessities, goods, anything that we can get our hands on. Now I'm not only making this video to say, if you in Indiana and you know any ways we can get involved, please let me know. I'm also making this video to say, I think this should be national news. And it's crazy to me that it's not being talked about. All the stuff y'all talk about on social media nowadays, everybody got a think piece on everything. Why not a think piece on the fact that communities that look like myself been out with power for 8 days? Gary, Indiana, we will see y'all in a minute. The Midwest Food Tour is officially starting, and it's starting with y'all. God bless you. Have an amazing day. I'll be safe. This is my announcement. We will be there soon. Again, any way we can help, please let me know. We want to show up in the best way we possibly can. We don't want to just show up for the fact of showing up. So if you can let us know what's the best way to show up, I will forever be appreciative and grateful. I appreciate y'all.
Man, that was love. That was love. We appreciate any and everybody that's, showing up, right now for the city, man. Whatever you can do. I don't care. Drop a, if you're in the surrounding areas, if drop a case of water off, drop, something, anything, man. Anything will help because, people need these things, man. And we've never seen anything like this in the Midwest. I mean, nobody could have prepared for this. This like some end of the world type of stuff going on right now. Like it's unbelievable. It literally is unbelievable. I mean, I can imagine, the Katrinas and other tornado victims, but you're talking about almost a whole region. You know what I'm saying? Almost a whole region. So, I mean, I know NIPSCO and ComEd, they are working day and night, 24/7, to help restore this power. But we have to let them work because there was an incident. Now, I don't want to too much harp on the negative, but there was an incident where one of the utility trucks were shot at. So we gotta let the people do their jobs. Dealing with power. I mean, it's dangerous. It's dangerous work. You know, they've never been through anything like this, so they can only go on their basic training. So we have to let these people do their work the proper way, so because their lives in danger, you know, dealing with power lines. Nobody wants to deal with power lines. For those who remember the song, it was a little commercial. Got to stay away from power lines. You know what I'm saying? So if you remember that, we were taught as kids, stay away from power lines. So imagine the people that have to go in, remove trees, and all the damage. And so even as civilians, y'all be careful out there trying to move stuff. Think there was a fatality of a woman who tried to got out of a car and tried to remove some of the debris, and I think she got electrocuted. So this is just serious business, and unfortunately this weather ain't letting up. So we still got floods, we still got a lot going on, man. And shout out to my guy, Braden Wilson. Matter of fact, let me put him on the screen. Shout out to my boy Bray, of the NAACP. They're working hard. Shout out to the NAACP Gary chapter. I know he does a lot. Shout out to Bray, friend of the show. So definitely tap in with the NAACP. And again, any way you can help, any way you can donate, it would be a blessing. um, and even from Maryville, I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and y'all can kind of take this if you haven't seen this. Oh, let me sit up. Let me sit up. All right. Um, so shout out to friend of the show, Ramel Bryant. She was on a few weeks ago, and she has some information about emergency grants, some team, the deadline, where to report damages 211, free food, where they're giving out food services and even oxygen. Think about the people that are sick, that are or elderly people that need these supplies and things like that. I mean, even on my mom's block, I couldn't even get to the let me put this right here. I'm gonna do this right here. So even on my mom's block, I couldn't even get to the uh, like her whole street was blocked off. You couldn't get there. Right. So they finally made a little path to get around there. But again, take this information, do what you will, do as you need. Again, here's the information to give. You can give. And there's another video. Check this out, y'all. Hold on. Y'all got to see this. I stole this off TikTok. I still look. Don't be tripping if y'all see one of y'all videos on Convo with CINO Marsha live. I be stealing y'all videos. Y'all making good content out here, good shareable, and I don't just steal it. I give y'all credit. I don't cut the end off, and I give y'all credit. And if I know you, definitely you get the credit. But and I follow you. I reshare your stuff. So I ain't just stealing y'all content. But y'all keep making that good content so I can steal it. But check this out. The young lady made this video. This was just, man, let me see if this the one. Hold on.
So the trial
No, that's the Suge Knight. Oh, yeah, here it is. All right, so y'all make sure y'all follow that sister. And I'm actually, she don't even know this, but I'm gonna reach out to them and donate, make a financial donation to them, to that family. So sister, I ain't just steal your video. I'm supporting you. So keep doing your thing. So that's what it's about, guys. Really just helping out when we can. And again, shout out to those, big dog, 100 G's, 100 big ones, to the city, man. So that's gonna help. Again, shout out NAACP, Gary chapter, Ramel Bryant, and all the things that she's doing. Shout out my man Bray. Great to see people coming together to clear trees for streets, homes, apartments, and doorways. Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to Bray. Bray, if you wanna click in, bro, I sent you the link. So if you want to click in, man, hit that link. And but he out there in the trenches. So I know a lot of people are still dealing with it. He's still out there helping, still out there. A lot of churches are feeding. He says so. He says a lot of churches are feeding the community as well, which they better. I'm gonna be on now. Let's talk about this church stuff. They better be out there cleaning up the community and all, because every Sunday they talking about pay them tithes and all them offerings. They don't miss asking for them tithes and offerings. So I better see some more churches stepping up, doing what they need to do for the community. But shout out to the ones that are doing some. Tree of Life, always, coming through, Pastor Boone and the crew over there. Of course, my church, Trinity, Pastor John Jackson, one of my OG. Shout out to Reverend John Jackson, Trinity Church over there in Gary. So shout out to the ones that I know doing it. If your church doing something, hit me up, let me know. I'll send out, some more information on that, man. So but yeah, I just wanted to come on tonight, man, and really just share the information. Shout out to Eddie Milton. I know he's doing everything he can in his power, from supplies, reaching out to businesses to get them to donate supplies. I think Lowe's, the department store, home goods store, donated a lot of generators and supplies and things like that. But this is going to be a cleanup that's not going to happen overnight. This is going to take a community effort. It's going to take a lot of manpower. It's going to take money. It's going to take resources, and it's going to take some patience. It's definitely going to take some patience. But shout out to everybody who's tapping in and doing what they need to do. So some other stuff that's going on, man. So I want to talk about some trending topics right now. And so for those who don't know, man, Tupac Shakur murder trial is underway. So I want y'all to check
the
a look.
trial for the murder of Tupac Shakur is underway. And there is something very interesting going on here, because Keefe D, who is on trial not for shooting and killing Suge Knight, but for
Tupac Shakur,
rather.
Suge was in the car.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Not for shooting and killing Tupac Shakur, but for orchestrating it.
Right, for being the mastermind who, according to police, actually bought the gun, put the gun in the hands of the man who did pull the trigger that night in Vegas 30 years ago. Now, as you mentioned, Tupac was in the car, but in the passenger seat. The person who was driving the car was Suge Knight, head of Death Row Records.
And, a lot of the people in this case now have died. And
including the man who allegedly pulled the trigger.
That's right. But the one person who knows a lot is Suge Knight.
Is Suge.
And Suge, up to this point, has said, I ain't talking. I'm not talking. I am not talking. But Suge at least is talking to us.
Right.
Because he is on the phone with us right now.
And I'm imagining he is going to be watching what happens in this trial very closely. And he is joining us now. Suge Knight, welcome back to TMZ Live.
What's up with y'all, man?
Suge, I know you've told us over the years that you're not snitching. You're not naming any names. But it does sound like you were saying there are other people involved.
You said
beyond Keefe D.
Many others.
And even though Keefe D is the guy standing trial, that there are many others involved?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say these guys' names, but everybody, one thing you got to realize, even in my book, that's why I pushed it back. It tells the details of certain things, but it's still no names involved. That's all you got to look around and see the people, even people who got the fake death row. They've been talking and talking and talking and talking. all of a sudden it get close to this situation with Keefy D, everybody's quiet.
Suge. What can we say about Suge Knight that probably hasn't already been said? This dude is a straight. I'm just gonna label him a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like a dumb monster because went from a $400 million company to now you locked up. Uh, Frank Nitti said, shout out to my man Frank Nitti. He is the last surviving groupie that was in the car that shot Pac. He prepared to stay in jail. He already prepared to stay in jail. Yeah. So you're talking about Suge Knight, Keefe D. Technically already admitted, that he was involved. Of course, they bring in, Diddy name. I mean, that's always been, a suspect in this situation. But it's like we already know who did it. It's just bringing it to justice. You know, the Orlando guy. I mean, they said that he did it. But so I don't know what they're charging Keefe D for. I guess orchestrating the hit or being involved in an accessory to murder. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been following that closely. I mean, at this point, it's like, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I get it because again, my sister just had justice after 27 years. So my family and myself, which we kind of knew, had a slight idea on who did it, but I guess you never you always want to get justice for the situation, even though Tupac's mother is gone, but his brother is gone, Mo Preem. His brother is still around, Mo Preem. And sure he still has aunts and other, family members that want to see this going. But of course, Suge Knight just has always just been a polarizing figure in the media. And so even from jail, this guy is still like, you know, haunting, haunting and taunting who killed Tupac. I know even on the beginning of Machiavelli, we always said, there was a little part right in the beginning where it said Suge shot me, right? That's what it sounds like, So if you listen to as soon as the Machiavelli comes on, it's a part on there where he says Suge shot me, So I just don't know, man. But rest in peace, Tupac, man. Greatest of all time, the GOAT to me, the MJ of hip hop. Yeah, you can argue with me all you want, but Tupac, the MJ of hip hop, one of my favorite artists. I'm sure most of you guys will agree as well. So rest in peace to Pac, man. Put your put your tools up, man. Put your tools up. Rest in peace, Tupac. And I hope that they actually get justice for this incident or this murder, not an incident. Um, so last topic. So as you guys know, I've been a champion advocate for Earn Your Leisure, Market Mondays, Rashad and Troy, the guys that actually host the Invest Fest. And shout out to all of those who went to Invest Fest, know about Invest Fest, who, rock with Market Monday. Shout out to Ian Dunlap, who actually partnered up with them from East Chicago, Indiana. So these guys are doing big things, in the financial literacy space. So I'm big in the financial literacy space. I follow that space, which we all should, right now. They're saying that $100,000 right now is lower middle class. So if you make six figures, that ain't even a flex no more. Like, yeah, I make 100,000. You better put a check with a check right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, six figures is partner up, get married, get a roommate, get a live-in girlfriend, and y'all put y'all resources together right now because you need we need more income. And we also need to reduce our spending as well. So we got to really start living. And here's my financial tip of the week: we got to start living below our means, right? I know, shout out to Young Miami, spend that shit, yeah, all that. No, save that and invest that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if you make 100,000, you should be living off 70. You know what I'm saying? You make 70, you need to be living off, 40. You make 40, you probably it's rough anyway. So I don't know how you go, you know what I'm saying? find you find you a sugar mama or sugar daddy, you know what I'm saying? Get it. Right. So yeah, just be smart with your money. Of course, get with me on the credit, get your credit right. This is that time. And I got a sweet deal right now. But we'll talk about that later. But so back to the Earn Your Leisure guys, Invest Fest. So one of the guys, Rashad Bilal, he and Ian Dunlap, they do a Wednesday show called Blackout. So I normally watch that after I get off talking to y'all. I'll go watch Blackout at like 8, 9 o'clock comes on. So last week, he kind of put his foot in his mouth. So they already had a little beef with Atlanta. So it's almost like Atlanta versus InvestFest, right? So at InvestFest, here's the guy, he's the Earn Your Leisure guys. Mayor of Atlanta had some beef with, they had a little tension. I ain't gonna say beef. They had a little tension, some words back, not back and forth, but difference of opinions, right? They wanted Atlanta to do more for their organization because they bring a lot of entrepreneurs and to the area, to Atlanta. So they end up pretty much putting their differences to the side for the sake of the Invest Fest. And by the way, Steve Harvey actually is their business partner in Invest Fest. So Steve Harvey partnered with these guys for Invest Fest, right? And so hold on, somebody got a comment. Yeah. So let's check this video out so I can bring it all home. So one of the guys, Rashad, he kind of put his foot in his mouth, kind of got a little cocky, a little arrogant regarding Black people. So let's put this out. And then there's another guy who's speaking on this, who's a financial literacy educator, Dr. Boyce Watkins. So it's a quick video, but let's check it out and see.
But I'm not even on the Black thing no more. I never was on the Black thing. Not a Black event. Because I seen somebody else had said that, like, it was white people. Yeah, they're qualified to be there. Like, what do you mean? Like, you think I'm gonna cater just to Black people just to get torn down by Black people? You out of your fucking mind. There's gonna be even more white people next year, and Spanish and the Filipinos, of course. Like, I'm done. It's been real. Yeah. Well, yeah. For what? The only thing you're gonna do is criticize it and tear it down. And not pay and want to get it for free anyway.
I understand where the frustration comes from. When you build something significant, you're gonna get criticized, and believe me, the criticism can be exhausting. Sometimes the criticism can make you feel that the community that you serve the most doesn't appreciate what you did. So here's why I respectfully disagree. InvestFest is pretty much a Black thing. It doesn't mean white people can't come. It doesn't mean Hispanics can't come. It doesn't mean the event can't eventually become global. But let's acknowledge the foundation. Look at the audience. Look at the culture. Look at Atlanta. When I went to InvestFest, I got mobbed by a bunch of Black people. I didn't see a whole lot of white people in the room. Black people were the ones who bought those tickets. Black people were the ones who shared the content. Black people helped to create the cultural momentum, the sign-off. They elevated what they were doing. So you can't accept the support of a community and then disconnect when there's community accountability. When people promoted through a financial platform face credibility allegations of scam, fraud, and misconduct, that doesn't automatically mean InvestFest is responsible for another person's behavior. But it does create a legitimate conversation about vetting, accountability, and protecting the community. And so I would say the same thing about any community. I say that about myself. If you built something primarily through, say, the Jewish community, they're going to hold you accountable. If you build something through the Hispanic community, Hispanics will hold you accountable. So that's not necessarily hate. Sometimes that's what community looks like. We support you, we celebrate you, we make you rich, we defend you, but we're also going to challenge you. And because this isn't about really tearing down InvestFest, I want InvestFest to be very successful. You don't have to abandon the black community just because some black people criticize you. Black people come in all shapes and sizes because somebody's always going to dislike what you're doing. And the community that gave you your first shot is a community that always deserves a seat at the table. So I hope that Rashad was just speaking out of frustration. I don't believe that this is who he is. He's a very intelligent man, but this is not the right way to handle the criticism and take it from somebody. I'm OG with this. I've been doing the Blackwell thing since 2006. I only got my finance PhD because I wanted to do this for black people. And I have been criticized like crazy. And sometimes it's because I messed up. So keep stepping, keep moving, and don't abandon your own people. That's not appropriate behavior. You can't do that. Anyway, my name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Put the word money in the comments if you want to join us in class. I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.
Man, so shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins. Financial literacy. Superstar. Megastar in that industry. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, when you get on, do black people kind of like when they get something, they get on, they use the community to build them up, and then you like, all right, I'm gone now. I got what I needed. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Do you give back? I think like he said, I agree pretty much 100% with Dr. Boyce Watkins. Um, he messed up. He was frustrated. People, sometimes we just let our ego put our foot in our mouths, right? We got to be careful with that ego, guys. I'm telling you, it's like ego can and the sad thing about it, once you say something, you can't unsay it. You know, um, we grew up with saying sticks and stones will break our bones, but names will never hurt us. But it really does. Words will never hurt us. Words do hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like words hurt. Words can get you in trouble. Words can get you killed. Words can get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, it's gonna be some smoke, right? So yeah, I think the brother was just frustrated. I don't think he was talking to everybody. He did come on Market Mondays and apologize a little bit, not I don't know. Like some of my colleagues, we saw it and we were like, shout out to my man Johnny Bruchette. Him and his son went to Invest Fest. So Invest Fest is a great great event. A lot of people still, to each his own. You don't have to go. Like for people who I see talking about it, like just don't go. Like if I don't like a movie or if I don't like something, I just don't go. If I don't like that restaurant, I just don't go. I don't talk about it. Like I don't know why we have to always talk about other things, other people, other people's business when all you have to do is just don't go, don't participate. You're on Facebook. I mean, if you don't like somebody say, scroll past it, unfollow them. Like it's just that simple. But we have to sometimes take time and energy to address haters, to address these things. Like the guy hated on me a couple weeks ago. I didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, go ahead. You small. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, so again, we have to just be careful on how we address haters and not let that fuel us in a negative way. To me, I think hate should be fueled in a positive way, not in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm somebody hating on me, okay, all right, I'm gonna show you. All right. They say the best revenge is massive success. The best revenge is massive success. So if somebody hating on me, I'm like, I'm just gonna shine harder. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my formula for success. So yeah, man. So but yeah, shout out to InvestFest. Shout out to Ian Dunlap, East Chicago's own. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. They're actually going to be doing talking about it tonight on Blackout. So they got 19 keys. They got Lathan, the guy Lathan from formerly from TMZ. They're going to be talking about. I'm sure they're going to be touching on this because like in the financial world, literacy world, especially in the black financial literacy, let me just say, in the black financial literacy world, this is like everybody is like heated. Like, man, you talk about it, you know, and you didn't apologize. So you didn't. To me, it wasn't a full apology. It was still a little, had a little air to it. And yeah. So I'm say, man, I currently have a 7 credit on no property. What do I do to get an 800? All right. Yeah, we'll talk offline, brother. Yeah, yeah. I'd have to look at your. So somebody just asked me, hey man, currently have a 770 credit score, no car payment. I'm 20, no car payments. What do I do to get an 800? What you need an 800 for? You know, you 20, man. No car, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to build. Sounds like you 20. You just got to build some history. You got to build history. You can have you know, if you're young, you don't have a credit history, so you probably need a trade line, my brother. Yeah, check out a trailer, one with a lot of history. You looking at probably, you know, you find one 10, 15, 20-year history, that'll definitely, you know, crank you up. You'd be cranked up with that, man. Appreciate that. Um, yeah. So, man, it's been real tonight. Let me make sure I do what I do, man, on our credit repair. Hold on. I can't let y'all go without sharing what I'm doing this month. So this month, August special, man, I'm doing $97 a month for 4 months, right? Or you could pay up front, $399. You cannot beat this deal. You cannot beat this. You know, I just had one of my rounds, a young lady. She had over $17,000 of debt removed from her credit report just in one round, just in, you know, in a 30-day round. So you know, and her score went up over 80, close to 85 points. So yeah, so that's the special. So $97 a month for 4 months, or $399 paid in full. Either way, I got you. You actually saving a few dollars with the 97, man. So it's a no brainer. It's a no brainer. And yeah, man. And shout out to you know, the city of Gary again. You know, our hearts and prayers go out. Man, this was my mom's street, you know. This was my mom's street, man. So you couldn't even get down the block, you know. One more event I want to promote too. So speaking of financial literacy and wealth, man, shout out to the Wealth Summit, man. I'll be here. I'm going to this, man. So, especially since I missed Invest Fest, man. So, August 28th through the 30th, my man Mac Ross promotes this event. So we got Candy Burris, the 9 to 5 millionaire. We got Matt Forte. We got Chris Sane. Chris Sane is off the chain. I mean, you talking about, man, a brother who knows how to build community, build, you know, and work that stock, you know. So a lot of people are going to be here. So, you know, tap into that event as well, as far as wealth building. And one more shout out to the city of Gary on a few ways to give. So again, ways to give. Visit Legacy FND.org. I guess that's fund, legacy fund. Well, you know, short for fund. So well, no, that ain't fun. That'd be the other way. All right, don't y'all. Okay, oops. But legacyfdn.org. I don't know what the FDN mean, but whatever. Donate to the Greater Gary Fund. Every gift makes a difference. So appreciate that. Here's that other information again from Ramil Bryant. Shout out to her, friend of the show. So again, tap in with her for the resources for Maryville. So she's on the board for Ross Township. So this is Maryville info. So I got Gary and Maryville. We got you covered. We got y'all on lock with the info. And shout out to my man Braden Wilson, the NAACP Gary chapter. You can tap in with him. You can find him. Just go to NAACP Gary chapter, and you know, find ways you can donate. And of course, I'm gonna definitely be donating. I'm gonna send that young lady something. So don't even trip. I may even get on try to get on the show once the lights come on, sister. I'm inviting you to the show so you can share your story. All right, and so yeah, man. So it's been real, y'all, man. Look, y'all stay prayerful, man. Stay prayed up. I'm gonna be praying for y'all. It's coming back on, y'all. It's coming. It's coming. Don't even trip, man. I'm telling you, God got you, man. So look out. This is the time to look out for each other. Um, it's the time to give. If you got it to give, give, man. So I'm gonna be praying for y'all. God bless y'all. Thanks for rocking with me each and every week. It's your man Corey Williams, aka CINO. You've been now tuned in to another live Wednesday show of Convo with CINO and Marsha. Marsha, what couldn't make it tonight, of course, for obvious reasons. So, but hopefully she'll be back on next week. And man, give y'all some more value. Give you some more fun, give you some more inspiration, and just take this thing to the next level, man. So appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's your man Corey Williams. I'm out.
Thanks for helping us.
It's always a privilege, no matter where we go, what part of the country, just to be able to serve.
Darren Bellinger and his team with 8 Days of Hope drove here from Louisiana, saying their faith called them to Gary to serve families in need.
We're not going to leave until we feel that the need is no longer.
Right across from the WCA of Gary, 8 Days of Hope, NIPSCO, the Urban League, and the Salvation Army and others are handing out food, ice, and water, helping families get through another day without power.
I have a son at home who's, paralyzed as well, too. So it's miserable for him, too, as well. Just not having no Wi-Fi, not having internet, not having air conditioner. But just got to be patient.
For 6 days, Inez Berry has been without power at home, where she also cares for her paralyzed son. With no reliable way to keep her phone charged, she says even the basics have become a daily challenge.
I just usually go to my car, and I just power it up to my car as well, too. Because it go dead so quick.
And Berry is far from alone.
It's been really unprecedented, not just this storm and the size and the magnitude of this storm, but we've had really storm after storm.
Back-to-back storms have tested the patience of families across Gary. NIPSCO says crews are still working to restore power to tens of thousands of customers. But after 6 days in the dark, Berry says she's holding on to the belief that this too will pass.
We've been enduring for a night, but joy coming in the morning. I know it's just temporary.
If you're looking to advertise, sponsor, or be a guest on Convo with CINO to talk about your business or event, or you have a powerful story or testimony, email info@convowithcino.com or visit www.convowithcino.com.